Hello everyone! So today I'm showing you a painting time lapse of a work that I did over the summer this year. It's a paint by numbers, and the subject of it is a landscape. And both the fact that it's a paint by numbers and the fact that it's a landscape has meaning to what the piece is actually about. And I know you're asking, well, paint by numbers is just that. You're just coloring for adults. They can't have a meaning. But, leave it to me, I thought of something. So what I did, I made a project just for myself. I decided that I was going to go around and pick up trash in my neighborhood. I would collect 10-liter sized bags of trash. Sometimes I'd fill up 25 or 40-liter bags too, just depending on if maybe I was doing it with my friends or if there was just an area that had a lot of trash. And for every bag that I picked up, I would color one number in the painting. And so each color in the painting represents a bag of trash collected, and the world becoming one step closer to the beautiful landscape that's in the painting. So that's what it means, and that's kind of the premise of the piece. Just that it's one motivation for me to do something outside of myself and, be beneficial to the environment, but also to have a physical representation of that work that I did. So it was really a good project, and now I want to go over some of the things that happened and basically just what my experience was while I did it. And so for starters, I'll go back to kind of how I got this idea and what the inspiration was. And really, I have to give the credit to my mom. When I was a kid, wherever we were walking, usually to the grocery store or anywhere really, if she saw a piece of trash on the ground, she without fail would pick it up. And I always respected her for that a lot. I thought it was really just amazing how even if somebody looked at her funny or even if I looked at her funny, she would never hesitate to just do that one thing. When I moved to Japan and I would constantly see the trash on the ground, it just would start to bother me quite a bit, especially since, I love Japan so much that it became my Japan. So when I would see people just, throwing stuff on the ground or just, piles of garbage on the street, I would get really, upset and feel like, why do people do this? And so I just decided that I was going to start doing something about it. So I have to backtrack a little bit in order for this to make sense. But in Japan, there aren't as many public trash cans. So when my mom was picking up trash, she would just deposit it in the nearest trash can, whether in front of the supermarket or at our house or whatever. But in Japan, we don't have that. So when I started to pick up the trash, there was just no place to put it, and I was just, holding trash for a while. So I started to bring my own trash bags, and just that way I didn't have to put it in my bag or anything like that, and I could just take it home and throw it away when, at my house. And so as I started collecting more trash bags throughout the week while I was waiting for the garbage day to come, it just kind of hit me it would be kind of cool to, do something, art related or, to kind of make a statement out of this. And so that's how the project was born. So, and then as I was doing the project, kind of the reactions that I had ranged from really surprised and kind of awestruck to just people straight out, ignoring you. And a lot of the people that will actually stop to say something to you were the older people. Old ladies and old men would often tell me "gokuro-sama," which means you're going to a lot of trouble. So you say it when somebody's doing something that's an inconvenience to them, to you, for them. So many elderly people would tell me "Gokuro-sama." Usually the reaction that I would get from middle-aged people, or like just old, not youth, was them being like, sugoi, which means like wow. And sometimes they would just say thank you or something like that. But usually young people, like, from 20s and down, basically just ignore you. And I hate to be stereotyped, but that's basically the age range that is littering the most. And a lot of people just like have an area that's not a trash can that is like communally acknowledged as to be a trash can, like bushes and like tall grass. You don't find Pokemon there, you find garbage, and lots of it. Yeah, I noticed that like these convenient things that are actually, not difficult to throw away at a convenience store that you bought it at are taking up the majority of the trash that's just thrown away on the street. So food for thought. Another point that I wanted to make, or actually just like not a point so much as just the next kind of phase that I went through during the whole process, was just there's a lot of areas, like I said before, that are just kind of publicly designated as a trash can, though they're not. Biggest example that I can think of was this spot on the bridge. I lived near a sewage processing plant, and so there was a quote-unquote river next to my apartment. On that bridge, on either side, there was like a kind of a small park area where there was like an elevated little wall that was retaining the soil that the trees and plants were planted in. And in that area, almost every day, every day, someone left a plastic cup from the convenience store iced coffee just sitting on the kind of like guardrail of the bridge. And there's also lots of cigarettes that people would leave there, lots of cans, and just every single day, I would wake up, I'd start walking to work, and sure enough, the same kind of trash would be in the same spot. And that was very disheartening, because it's kind of like a mom when she cleans the whole house and then the kids come home from school and just like start making a mess, kick their shoes off, throw their stones around, not even paying attention to what you did. Look at me, look at this mess that you're making, and I just cleaned it up. And so like that was difficult, because sometimes I would even like pick up trash in front of people that just threw something on the ground, like looking them in the eye as I pick up their garbage, and they'd still do it. The next day that same piece of garbage would be there again. It was kind of just exasperating. It was very exasperating, as I was trying to just make that image. And then one day I kind of had a little epiphany, and that was like, I don't need to think of these things like they're ruining my score, so to speak. I should think of them like bonus points, because the fact that they're leaving it there in a place where I'm walking is a fact that I can pick it up. And they're the type of person that they're gonna litter, they're gonna do it anywhere. So I was just kind of had a change of perspective there, and I started to, just kind of own it. It was like, okay, I'm doing this, so I'm not gonna be upset about it. And it is what it is. And if they're gonna litter, I'm glad that it's in a place that I'm gonna pick it up, instead of it getting thrown into the river. That's another thing. It's so sad to see, like, you see videos about, the animals getting like the soda rings on their necks and stuff. And it's so true, and it's not just like in the ocean, you know, all the animals, you know, they have to deal with all of their environment getting polluted, and just, it's just so sad. Like, I saw a river turtle paddling along in the water with a foam insulator box just stuck on its back. I mean, it was so far away, there was nothing I could do about it. But it's like, you know, that stuff is right here in front of us. And, you know, we don't think anything about just throwing away a can or something. But it's like, the wind's gonna blow and it's gonna end up in a river, and the river is gonna take it to the ocean. Or it'll just destroy the wildlife in, you know, our, you know, neighborhood and our city and our home. So, yeah, and I just, I really found an appreciation for the people that just make a conscious effort not to litter, and two, I found a new appreciation for the people that are taking active measures to combat pollution. And it just, you know, it gave me satisfaction in knowing that, you know, I did do something. And I'm no longer one of those people that just isn't a part of the problem, but actually did something to be a part of the solution. And I hope that this video inspires you or whoever else is watching to, you know, make a conscious effort also. Because God knows there's far more people that are unconsciously being a detriment. So, try the project. It's not difficult. Just, you know, get some, you know, grocery store bags and, you know, fill them up and then do a paint by numbers. But 20 bags of trash, or this picture was 21 colors, so 21 bags of trash. It is a significant, you know, contribution to cleaning up the environment, and it's surprisingly not difficult. You know, I can just pick up things as I was walking and, you know, fill up the bag on my way to work without even stopping or being late. So it's doable. It's completely within any person's power to make a difference in the environment, and you'll get a lot out of it. And if you try this project, like I did, then you'll actually get something out of it too. So I hope that you try it, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. That's all I have for today, and I hope you have a great day and enjoy this beautiful world that we live in. Thanks, take care, goodbye! I also want to give a big shout out to my friend Bilal, who quite often went on walks with me and have picked up a lot of the garbage that went into making this project a success. So thank you, Bilal. You're a really great guy. I appreciate everything you did to help me.